Good morning, my Leos. Is it morning? It's 12:23 p.m. It's afternoon. Fooled me. All right. Happy Memorial Day, Northern America. A lot of people have this day off, and it's a day of reflection of those who have died and given the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And but a lot of people just seem to gather around friends and family and it's a cookout day. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying your time with your friends and family, and yeah, just a relaxed, chill Monday. And so if you are not doing anything today, welcome. I'm not doing anything today. Let's be best friends, So we can just be here together, my Leos who are hanging out at home. All right, let's see what else is going on, Leo. What else? Tarot of the Mystical Moments, Tarot of the Abyss. Both these decks can be found down below in the description box. The links can be, not the decks themselves. I don't know why I keep saying it. Have I put the link there? I think I erased it. I don't know. I can't remember to do that. It is called Tarot of the Abyss. So let's just get into your read. What's going on? Six of Pentacles reverses Taurus. That's my next bonus read I'm going to do today, so I'm not surprised to see. Let's put the light on. I'm not surprised to see Taurus here. And then we have the Moon reverse, which is kind of like that sun energy, no longer having that heaviness, that negative energy weighing you down, that fogginess. It could be from a relationship. It could just be from life in general. Maybe you just went through a lot of hard times. And let's see, Six of Pentacles reverse, Nine of Swords reverse, Nine of Wands reverse. Yeah, this could be a Leo who just gave up a lot of stuff. Nine of Wands reverse, giving up recently. What has maybe tortured you, brought you on a lot of stress. It could be a relationship, something that was rocky, but it could also be within a job. It could even be within yourself, holding yourself back. Nine of Swords reverse, Six of Pentacles reverse. I feel like the only person you really are given to these days is yourself, which is really good. Moon reverse, what's below that? Ooh, the Empress and the Hierophant reverse and the Five of Swords. So some of you, maybe you guys lost a lot of dead weight recently with this Five of Swords and the Hierophant reverse, but let's focus on that. Empress is very vibrant, charismatic, attractive energy. It's about expansion. It's about wanting to expand your senses and your knowledge, and just maybe some of you are traveling and just trying new things. It feels like a very exciting time, Leo. All right, I like this energy. I hope it stays for the main reading. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Leo. If you are Leo, no Leo, feel like being a Leo. Well, Leos, I'm so glad you guys are here. But you can be a Leo and it resonates. Well, you're here because most likely it is one of your many, many, many signs in your birth chart, probably your sun sign. But you could be cross-watching, dealing with a Leo, trying to see what's going on in Leo's head, and you might find we're reading what's going on in your head, and you're the main event. All right, just stay open to the energy. General energy for my Leos. One more. All right, that feels good. General energy for my Leos. What are the collective messages that need to come out? General energy for my Leos. It's funny, I was going to say general energy to my Leos. General energy for my Leos. What are the collective messages? Ooh, I like that. Ten of Wands reverse, Sagittarian energy. Dropping the burden. Some of you could be a job. Whatever's been weighing you down, you got free of it. What's influencing the Ten of Wands reverse? What's influencing the Ten of Wands reverse? What's influencing the Ten of Wands reverse? The Hangman, feeling stuck. Again, it feels like a way of life. It could be a relationship, definitely. Some of you could be job and relationship, and you're just cutting loose, Leo. What's the reason for the reading? Why are we all here today? Maybe you got tired of just feeling stuck in life. Look at that Emperor came out on the Hangman. What's the reading? Oh, Hierophant. Ooh. Some of you. Now remember, tarot could be predictive. This could be a new relationship that's making you feel this way. But the first thought I had is some of you might be up for a promotion. Something around more money. Hierophant is high. It's just a higher It's a higher position, a higher learning. And maybe you were once this girl, now you're the owl. I just feel like maybe you're going to be leading others, or some of you are leaving whatever has made you stuck and you're going to something new. Well, we have a lot more cards to go through. What's in the past? What's in the past? What's in the past for my Leos? What's in the past? Lovers reverse. Breaking free from a soulmate connection. Feels long-term with this hangman. What is on your mind? What is on Leo's mind? What is on rest, relaxation, and sensation? That should be a word, sensation. I feel like beach days are ahead to some Leos. What is on Leo's mind? Ooh, Temperance reverse. I think that's about getting your energy back. Sagittarius, both Sagittarius, and I feel like whatever burden you've been carrying, and I think you've been shouldering for some time, you did the majority of the work. See how all the flowers are on her back, but she's trying to not complain about it. She's trying to put a smile on. But you know, the thing is the people around you are fine with you carrying that burden. That's the thing that's not right about this. You know, when you see somebody in need, that's that Six of Pentacles. Remember, it was reversed at the bottom of the deck. When somebody's in need, somebody comes up and says, hey, let me give you a hand. Let me help you up. Let me help you carry this load. It was a Six of Pentacles reverse. I just don't feel like when you were in need, where was the helping hands, Leo? Six of Swords. That's probably why you're moving on from this. Freeing yourself. Seven of Swords reverse. Empress reverse. Two of Cups reverse. Wow. Near future for my Leos. Near future for my Leos. What's going on? Near future. What is it? Ooh, there you are. And it's the female King of Wands. There's a male and female kings and emperors in this deck. Female King of Wands. Does that not look like the magician all over this? Looks like your wand has turned into a magical one. I think you might be going into a magical time of your life, honestly. I think you're freeing yourself from the burden of what other people have put on you. If this was a connection you tried to obtain, if this was a relationship you actually had, I just feel like maybe they were used to you putting a lot of effort in. And when you drop that burden, you realized, man, I could sleep again. I have all this free time for myself again. And now I need to fill it up to do it with doing things I need to do for myself to get back in the groove. All right, because in the past, let's just say if this is within a Leo, not a relationship, Lovers reverse is being disconnected from your soul, from your purpose, from your path. And the hangman, honestly, could just be in life, feeling stuck in dead-end jobs, tired of making just enough money to pay your bills, but not having enough money to do what you really want and need to do for your soul and for your purpose. Temperance reverse on your mind, and a Hierophant. And I feel like this Hierophant, maybe some of you are going back to school to up your status in life, for that more money, to become more successful. Not because you think that's what you should do. It's because you're finally doing what you need to do, regardless of what people think. Okay, how do the Leos see themselves? There it is. There's our card. Knight of Pentacles reverse. Be careful with this though. Knight of Pentacles reverse. I actually feel like it was supposed to be upright, but the way I pulled it, I'm leaving it as is. This could be a transitional period. So if you are leaving a job and you're getting ready to go into school, for instance, a higher position, whatever it is about trying to better your status in life. If you're going from a troubled relationship or connection into singlehood, it's kind of like these moments where it's exciting, but when you have too much time in your hands, usually this is kind of the Knight of Pentacles reverse is a lot like the Nine of Swords upright. It's that 3 a.m. card. And when you have too much time on your hands, you can start to do the what ifs. What if it goes wrong? What if I made a mistake? What if that situation wasn't as bad as I thought? And maybe I need to call and get that back. You know, it's all these what ifs. When this card comes out, Knight of Pentacles reverse is about afraid of moving forward because there's fears attached, especially if we're talking about a Leo, like a self-empowering read rather than a relationship read. This is about be careful because you're trying to manage your negative expectations. You're trying to control the what ifs, and you can't control the what ifs. That's a lot like a Wheel of Fortune reverse when you're trying to control an outcome that's not even yours to control. It's up to fate, it's up to God, it's up to the spirits, it's up to the universe, but it's not up to you. There's a lot of things you can control within yourself to get you on this path, but you can't control how you're going to end up there and the way it's going to happen. Yeah, you have to release your control on the things you can't control and accept the things you can. And the things you can, just keep working on those. But the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles reverse, some of you could have, let's just say you got a job opportunity to do this. And there's fear built around it, because as much as you can put yourself on paper up there, when the facts come, you might be like, I don't know if I even know enough to do this. Are people going to think I'm a fraud? Some of you might even feel like that in a new relationship. Like, I don't know what they see in me. And this, you just have to be careful with that card. Okay, what is the energy coming in to influence this read for my Leos? What is the energy coming in to influence this read? What's the energy coming in to influence this read? There it is, a new opportunity. And I think it's actually around money. Some of you could be love, but maybe this old relationship, and I don't want to say old, it may never, some of you didn't even get off the ground, but you try to get something or keep something or have something that wasn't yours to have. You try to make, it's kind of like you tried to make, excuse my French here, but a pile of shit to look like a pile of gold. Well, you can't, there's a lot of things you could be a magician about, but there's just certain things that are external to you that you can't change because they don't want to change it. This is about when you try to get into a relationship with somebody about who you perceive them to be rather than who they are. You attached yourself to an outcome with a person because 80% they could be a King of Wands too, but that 20%, well, maybe if I love them enough, maybe if I hold their hand, maybe if I help them grow. Well, Leo, you know, that works in Hallmark movies. It doesn't really work in real life. Not in love. I mean, you can be friends with somebody, but when your energy is there, it becomes enabling because a lot of times change comes from a really difficult situation. This is why you're going through a change, because there was a connection or a job or something you're leaving behind. It's uncomfortable. It could be rough. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. Now a new opportunity comes in, and this could even be about you saying an opportunity is not coming in. And what did I leave that for? And here it comes. There's a lot of unknowns. And that's where growth is, because when you come out at the other side, you realize, God, if I never did that, that would have been the biggest mistake of my life. This is the love of your life. This could be the job of your life. This could be the adventure of your life. But if you chose to stay in what you already knew and still hoping, crossing your fingers, that 20% is somehow going to start fixing itself, then you just lost out on this. And you're going to stay in this. 4 of Cups opposed to a Page of Pentacles. And I feel like some of you might stay in this because, again, change can be scary. Some of you are going to embrace that Page of Pentacles and run with it. What is in Leo's emotions? What are, I should say, that's grammatically correct. What are in Leo's emotions? What are in Leo's emotions? What are in Leo's emotions? 5 of Wands. I don't feel like this is a bad 5 of Wands. I feel like this is that Knight of Pentacles reverse. It's on the same line. Look at this. Ace of Pentacles in the center. 5 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles reverse. Could I see relationship, an old relationship? Sure. You can see that in almost any read. What I'm seeing here, I have to go with my main feeling here, is competition. And some of you are afraid you don't have what it takes to compete with the big dogs, you know, and they may not be big dogs. They might be little puppies with big barks. But I feel like you could have talked yourself up into a relationship or into I feel like it's more of a job, but talked yourself up into a position. And now you're like, what if they don't, I don't know what it takes. Leo, I feel like if that is your story, that is all in your head. You are every bit worthy to have what this opportunity is. You wouldn't be given it if you weren't worthy of it. But it's time for you to see your own worthiness. That's that King of Wands near future. This is you seeing what other people have seen all along. And if you've had people in your life, Leo, that made you feel like you were different than this, it's because they weren't this and they knew you were this. And they had to make you feel like you were more of a screw up or a black sheep or, well, Leo, they made you feel little, Pardon me. So this Five of Wands is competition. You're getting back into the game of life. Page of Pentacles again. Look at this. And I feel like for this, you have to be a Page of Cups reverse, especially with this Lovers reverse. Because this is procrastination, honestly. You got free from this. And some of you were trying to get in a relationship or stayed in something way past its expiration date because what you really wanted takes a lot of effort. Well, anything in life that is really worthy of having is going to be, some things are really tough to get, but once you get it, you're going to feel so victorious. And nobody gave it to you. You did it yourself. And once you do that, once you accomplish one of those goals, watch how much easier it look at that Ace of Wands came out. Watch how much easier it becomes to accomplish any goal. It's amazing how one thing can block us from the abundance from other areas. And a lot of like therapists, or if you go to therapy, or if you watch any kind of, even in YouTube, watching videos, it's important to finish something because we can get into a habit of starting and getting close and then dropping it. People do that in relationships. People do that with writing a book. People do this in all kinds of areas in their life, even renovation in houses. They get so close and then just drop it. It's the fear of what if once it's complete, nobody would like it. It doesn't give a shit if anybody likes it. It's you actually created and did this. That is what's going to be talked about. It doesn't matter if it's their type of book or their type of music or their type of house to live in. You actually set your mind to it and you did it. That is the magician energy. So some of you, this Five of Wands and the Ace of Wands, and it's funny, I'm talking about a book and here's the book with the flower. It's been floating in the ethers. It's almost finished. And some of you, it's about not worrying about the competition, not worrying if somebody's better, somebody can outdo you, because you just wouldn't be given an opportunity if it wasn't yours to have. Remember that. What is the outcome here? What is the outcome for my Leos? What is the outcome? What is the outcome for my Leos? What is the outcome here? What is the outcome? Look at you, Queen of Wands, and look at that fantastic hair, I must say. See the sunflowers? Sunflowers grow really quick. I'm pretty sure. I've never grew one. I'm pretty sure they do, and they reach for the sun, and that's your energy. You have to reach for the sun and believe that you can actually obtain it, obtain your wishes. You're free. See all those birds? You are free from probably a lot of areas in your life. It could be relationship, it could be a job, it could be no longer holding yourself back. Look at this, King of Wands, King of Swords, Magician reverse, Emperor reverse. This feels like old energy. Because remember, we have the Moon reverse here, the Moon upright, Eight of Cups reverse. You spent a long time doubting yourself. You spent a long time stuck in something that wasn't giving you satisfaction, even if that's your own life. If that was a relationship, if that was a job. Emperor reverse, feeling powerless to change it. Moon is, why can't I feel better? Oh, maybe I need to go get some antidepressants. Maybe I need to do this. No, you know what you need is get into action. Emperor reverse is the opposite of action. It's a fire that's putting water on himself trying to feel better. The best way to feel better is take control of what's not working and fix it. Get on the path of fixing it. It's time to get out of the emotions, out of the swords, and into your sign, into that fire sign. And that's why the outcome is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is innovative. She's vivacious. She's charismatic. She's attractive, not because she's physically beautiful or physically handsome. It's because she's confident. She or he. Sorry, it's an amazing woman on the card. It's because that energy is very confident. And that is, this Knight of Pentacles reverse, going back to how you see yourself, is a little bit of lacking in confidence. Some of you might know what this reading's about. Some of you, I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is coming your way, and you're going to have some doubt that you can actually obtain this or have this, or is this really mine, or is this one of these dead-end connections, or is this a job that sounds too good to be true? You won't know if you don't try, right? And so Ace of Wands, your belief in the Five of Wands is, in your emotions, look at this. Ace of Wands, in your head, you're like, I know, I could really take that flower and make it multiple. In this deck, that's the King of Pentacles. The female, she's surrounded by multiple flowers. And in your head, you know you can do this. But in reality, in your energy, you feel like, but what if I get outplayed? What if I get out tricked or outsourced or out whatever? And so look at this, King of Swords and King of Wands. You won't. This is Emperor. No wonder the Emperor's over here, because now we have this king. We have, well, two Leo kings. We are missing the King of Pentacles. This is why I feel, for the most part, this is a Leo leaving a broken connection. And maybe that connection came into your life to put you on the path of a lot of success. But the King of Pentacles isn't here yet, because you have to become him. You have to choose him. Your Queen of Wands energy and the outcome may become a King of Pentacles. There's no way she's going to fail. This is a woman or man. The Queen of Wands is Aries energy. This is somebody who has no plan B. When this energy goes to start a business, they will be successful, because she or he has no plan B. They don't. People with no plan Bs and they only live in a plan A are very dangerous energies to the competition. See, yeah, you might have other people doing what you want to do, but 4 out of 5 people, or 5 out of those 5 people, might have plan Bs. They might have a backup plan just in case that plan fails. Well, guess what? When you do that, that plan will fail, because their heart is not 100 or 1,000% into it. When you have nothing to go back to, you have to make it work going forward. Oh, my nose is really itching, sorry. So this Queen of Wands is happening to make these two people possible. King of Wands is on fire. Your soul is getting ready to set on fire. You're taking an idea in this Ace of Wands and turning it into reality. Your King of Swords is, you're never going to lose sight of who you are again. You're not going to lose yourself in old relationships, even if they come back, or something new that's similar. You're not going to lose yourself in jobs that didn't go anywhere. You're not even going to lose yourself in a conversation. You know, when people just talk, and then they you don't feel like, well, maybe they don't want to hear anything I have to say. This is really powerful energy. The King of Swords is clear on what they want, and the King of Wands I wouldn't even say the King of Wands makes it happen. The Queen of Wands made it happen. So the King of Wands gets the credit. It's just the way it is. Could be true pair going on. I mean, this could be where you meet your soulmate of all soulmates, but I feel like that's for another read. This is for a Leo to recognize that stress can be a good thing. I don't think you're confused on what you want, but you might be confused that you actually are enough to have it. And that tension you're feeling in that Five of Wands, that stress, use that stress as in fuel to push through those barriers that have been blocking you. Because, yeah, a lot of people have these barriers. They feel like they're just not allowed to go on the other side, and this is the type of life they're supposed to have. So use that fuel of stress to say, no, I refuse to accept where I've been. I want that, and I'm not going to stop until I get that. And it's amazing how those barriers will start to open, and things will just start to open up for you. Okay, what is this? 10 of Wands reverse and the Hangman upright. 10 of Wands reverse and the Hangman upright. Sagittarius and Pisces. That's exactly what I said. I feel like you've been putting water onto your fire. Maybe you don't want to outshine the people next to you. Maybe you've been trying to accept. Like, have you ever been around people who are absolutely content and happy with having there's nothing wrong with having a simple life. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have an inkling for something more, it could be very difficult to live with this fire within, because it might be burning you up, and because it needs to come out. But you've been surrounding yourself and it's kind of like an eagle trying to live on the ground, like with squirrels or something. And that might not be because eagles eat squirrels. But you know what I mean? Something that can fly and soar and where nothing can hold them back. They've been holding themselves down to the ground to try to, but well, those squirrels are really happy doing what they do, and maybe I'll try to make myself happy and try to convince myself. It didn't work, did it? I don't think it worked. I think the only thing that's going to work is action, and action is letting that fire out. That's your intuition. That's your soul's purpose. That is where you need to end up. Allow that to lead you where you need to go. And I'll tell you, a King of Wands, he's beating a drum because there's nothing out there. That reminds me that I'm thinking about that is like some of you, let's just say you make music. There's a certain song you want to hear that's not out there, then you need to create it. There's a certain book you want to read, but it's not out there. That's the book you need to write. There's something that's been put into a certain Leo's head that they need to make into existence. It's time to put that into existence and take that out from your head. You had it inside your soul and into your head, into your imagination. But now it's time to take it from your imagination and make it real. Everything in life, from your cell phones to internet that you're watching me on, everything you see in this room was once upon a time in somebody's imagination. And then from their imagination, it became a reality. There's something in a Leo's imagination that they are trying to convince themselves it only needs to stay in their imagination. Maybe because you told your dreams to the wrong people, and those people, well, it wasn't given to their imagination and they couldn't see that vision. So therefore, they're trying to convince you that that vision can't be real. That is truly not the case. Because I can guarantee you, whoever was the first person to say, hey, I want to fly out of this earth into space, if they would have told it to somebody who they couldn't see it, they would just say, man, what are you smoking, dude? I mean, can you imagine the first person who said, I am so tired of walking, if only there were wheels. Again, you say it to the wrong people, they're just like, what are you going on about? Take this bale of hay and go do something with it, It's don't tell your visions to the wrong people. Really. If you've got a vision, it's time to make it a reality. Okay, what is this 10 of Wands reverse and the Hangman upright? 10 of Wands reverse and the Hangman upright for my Leos. 10 of Wands reverse and the Hangman upright. And the 8 of Wands reverse. Feeling blocked. You look at that. Birds of a feather flock together. That's where you're going, but you've been trying. That is so crazy. I said that about an eagle. I think you have been an eagle pretending you are somewhere, down here. You were trying to be someone you're not, is what I'm saying. And you felt blocked. You felt like you knew there was something more, but you're trying to, for a long time, satisfy yourself with where you're at. And some of you satisfied yourself with connections that were beneath you, jobs that were beneath you, friendships that kept you stagnant. So I feel like 8 of Wands reverse, that is what you're dropping. You're no longer trying to be somebody else. You can only be you. Why the 8 of Wands reverse? Sagittarian energy. What is that? And the Chariot reverse. You haven't been going anywhere. It's just a lot of stuck energy. What is the Hierophant reason for the reading? And this could be going back to school. This could be getting advice, saying, hey, Leo, I've always seen this within you. It's amazing. Sometimes it only takes one person to see your strength for you to finally see your strength. And I'll tell you, when this Leo sees their strength, you're dangerous. You're simply dangerous to the field you're going into, because there's no competition here. What is the Hierophant reason for the reading for my Leos? The Hierophant reason for the reading. And 9 of Wands reversed. You have to give something up. And I feel what you're giving up caused you a lot of pain and something you really didn't like. So what you have to give up to allow space for something you really want to come in. I feel, Leo, this is something you need to come in, because I don't think you've been happy where you've been in life. What is this Hierophant and the 9 of Wands reverse? And it could be that relationship you gave up. And the 9 of Cups, exactly. 2 9s. But to give up something, and you know what's so interesting about this? We have an Ace of Wands upright, and we have an 8 of Wands reverse. Now, if you look at this card, he holds an Ace of Wands, and there's an 8 of Wands behind him. Those 8 of Wands aren't moving anywhere because he's literally blocking his energy. He's believing he can't do it, or it's not going to lead to anything. And he's got this buildup of energy, like this fire burning within him. But he's allowing it to stay in place. And it can be a really comfortable feeling allowing it to stay in place. What I feel like what's happening here is you're stepping out of your own way because you've been blocking your abundance, you're blocking your gifts, and now you're, maybe because you're afraid of what people think. Eight of Wands reverse. I honestly think with this Ace of Wands and the Five of Wands, I really feel with the Six of Wands is your energy, it's about moving forward. I think you're allowing those Eight of Wands to finally fly. And with that Ace of Wands. That's just what I'm getting, because then you have the Nine of Cups, happiness. So this Nine of Wands was reversed. You're getting out of your own way and you're exchanging it for something that would really make you happy. And see those flowers? What did I say? You're going to take this one flower, plant it with this Ace of Pentacles, and that's where abundance is. So this one idea becomes very abundant because it's going to get into reality, and it's going to, Hierophant is here, and Hierophant says, whatever this is you want, especially if this is within your career or starting your own business or in the creative arts, you're going to be talked about in a very good way. This is mastery. This is definitely mastery. What is the Lovers reverse in the past? What is the Lovers reverse in the past? Geminian energy, Lovers reverse in the past. And the Empress reverse. I could be disconnected from yourself, because Empress reverse is the lack of expansion, the lack of growth, the lack of doing what you need to do to feel balanced. It could be sad and depressed. Trying to, listening to other people for too long, keeping you stagnant. It's very stagnant energy. It could be Lovers reverse. Maybe you've been blue for some time over a relationship that's been over for a long time. Or this could be you leaving a relationship that has kept you sad and depressed. I think for different Leos, you're going to be at different stages. But yeah, the Lovers reverse and the Empress reverse, it's if that, I honestly feel what is happening here is you had to disconnect because it was too much to bear with this Ten of Wands. It was too much to bear. So you had to disconnect to get your energy back, because that's what I felt with this night. It's weird because, yeah, I'm talking about energy, and here's the Temperance reverse, which is an energetic balance within one's soul. There was a spiritual connection that was disconnected because I feel like you were trying to be who you were not meant to be. It made other people happy, that's fine, but it didn't make you happy. So I feel like what's on your mind is, what do I need to do to feel happy again? To feel like I'm free again? Well, you probably have to get free. Ooh, and here's our emotional balance, Queen of Cups. And Queen of Cups is interesting. It's not so much in this card, but she sits there with this giant chalice on her lap. And that's because she prizes her emotions. She keeps them there. She likes real people. She wants a real relationship. She doesn't want these fakes and flakes. She only will give her cup to the people who are worthy of having her cup. You need probably, especially for the love relationship read who are watching this, be very choosy who you give your cup to. Don't give it to the people who don't value your cup. They put it on the shelf and say, hey, cool, that's a nice cup, and that's it. And then you don't hear from them for a while, and it leaves you sad and depressed, and you wait for that next hit. It's almost like you become addicted on their energy, and next hit when they're going to text and call, and then you feel euphoric again. Now you're putting your power into their hands. It's time to get your power back, because it's caused an imbalance in your life and a lot of stuck energy. All right, but the Queen of Cups is a lot of emotional balance. It's a lot of stability, because once you get your balance back here with that Temperance reverse, there's nothing anybody can say or do that's going to knock you off your game again, because you're going to fortify yourself in your energy. It's not in anybody else's hands to make you feel good. You are making yourself feel good. Anyone who wants to come into your life and be your lover, your companion, your husband or your wife or your partner, it's because you, one, chose them, and two, you don't need them. What you need, you are given to yourself. If they're in your life, it's because you chose them to be in your life, and you want them to complement your life, not complete your life. What is this King of Wands in the near future? What is in Leo's energy? What is the King of Wands in the near future? And the Ten of Swords reverse. And I feel like this was repetitive. honestly, the Ten of Swords upright to me is better than the Ten of Swords reverse, because this isn't still allowing the same people who hurt you to keep hurting you. And why did they hurt you, Leo? This is jealous energy. Like I said, you have this magic within. You have this ability to have this life, and you're surrounding yourself with people who don't have the same, share the same vision of you. They don't have that imagination like you do. They don't have that will like you do. So it's not that they're bad people, but they don't see it. And if they don't see it, what are they supposed to say? You know, they can only talk about what they know, and what they know is maybe a lot smaller in things in life that you want. And I just feel like you've been trying to be happy and subtle with that for some time. Ooh, this was on top and flipped. Look at that, 8 of Cups. That's why I feel like you are walking away. Walking away from all the pain, from all the sadness, from the people who held you back, from the people who stabbed you in the back instead of having your back, you know? For the hands that held you down rather than helped you up. And maybe, honestly, maybe you were down on your luck with this energy back here. Maybe you were in a broken relationship and a broken job and needed a helping hand, needed some money for rent. And who you thought you could rely on, where'd they go? Where were they? And maybe that is the energy that changed it all. That said, you know what? I don't want to be in this position ever again. I know who you are and I know who you're not. Knight of Pentacles reversed, how you see yourself. Maybe feeling stuck and not going anywhere in life. And this is not the life story you want. Oh yeah, I want that on my tombstone, that I had a lot of short-term connections that brought me very little joy. No, you want a legacy. You want a story to be left behind. You want a family. You want a house. You want, you know, I'm not saying all of you Leos want that, but you want stability, you know. What is this Knight of Pentacles reverse? How you see yourself? Knight of Pentacles. And some of you, let me just, a side note, this is the marijuana leafy horse. Some of you are surrounding yourself with friends who only probably smoke this all day long, and maybe you enjoy it too. I don't know. I honestly have never smoked marijuana, but maybe you enjoy it too. But the thing is there's a point of having fun and that fun becoming your life. If you're feeling stuck, it might be time to get some new friends. Not saying that you have to completely ditch your old friends, but who you want to be, Leo, that's who you surround yourself with. And if you can't find those people in your vicinity, you go to YouTube. You want to be a motivational speaker, go watch the motivational speakers who influence you. Or even if you don't want to be them, they'll influence you to get yourself out of this energy. If you want to start your own business in a hamster farm, well, you go find somebody who already did that. There's a lot of people, and everybody has a dream, but there's somebody who already started the path. And there's going to be a lot of times where there's going to be no path, and you're going to have the courage to make your own path, because one day, Leo, this is going to be you blazing a path for people who are going to see you and want to follow what you did. Right now, it's important for you to look at where you want to be. If it's a place of where you live, I mean, honestly, if you wanted to play basketball and you wanted to be an NBA player, you can learn. I mean, yeah, you're learning the game, but why do you want to be an NBA player? It's probably because you grew up watching it on TV, and there's probably a certain player you want to be. That's exactly what this energy is. So if you take it, unfortunately, some things are easier to see because it's all around you. Other things you have to go research. How did they do this? And I feel like some of you, that's this Hierophant. It's time to research, to get motivated, to get unstuck. Go see how somebody else did it. And I'm not saying it's going to be like paint by numbers kind of thing, but at least it'll get you enough to get you out of this energy, and you're going to be painting your own masterpiece pretty soon that other people are going to want to follow in. What is this Knight of Pentacles reverse? How you see yourself. Virgo energy, Knight of Pentacles reverse. 4 Cups reverse. I like that. No longer accepting what is. If you're not happy, change it. Honestly, if you're not happy, change it. You're the only one that can change it. You're the only one in control of your destiny. Absolutely nobody else is in control of your destiny. People say they're lost. People say they're stuck, but they're mentally stuck. They're mentally lost. They're not physically. Nobody's truly physically stuck unless you're behind bars, or you're the guy at the bottom of the Hoover Dam where they were building it and he fell in. They couldn't get him. He's stuck there forever. People who fall off Everest and never be heard of again, those people are truly physically stuck. They're never coming home. This Four of Cups reverse is no longer emotionally being stuck on something that you feel like is somehow going to be brought to you. Ed McMahon is not going to come at your door and knock and say, hey, here's $1 million. It just doesn't happen in real life. If you want something, it's time to go and get it. And how you go and get it is to get out of thought mode. And it's time to say, you know what, slowly but surely, I need to move forward in life. It may not be comfortable. It may not be easy. But you know what's really not easy? Being in a life or in a position that you really are unhappy in and trying to make the best of it. That's how I feel. Four of Cups reverse is you no longer staying there thinking about something. This is you now in wand mode, in your action mode. I love the Ace of Pentacles here, energy coming in to influence this. I honestly, in my head, I'm getting a Leo who's, I bet if you look at your birth chart, you have a lot of the elements. You have a lot of signs in your chart. And what I feel, remember I said I'm not seeing a King of Pentacles here? I'm truly feeling you are going to become a King of Pentacles. Some of you, your North Node might be a Taurus. That's the energy you need to embrace, is to be comfortable with relying on yourself. Even if somebody doesn't see it or somebody's putting you down, you don't need to listen to them to the point where it's going to keep you stuck anymore. That's what I feel. I feel like you're changing tracks, your sign. You're going from a King of Wands into a King of Pentacles. That's why we're not seeing him, because you're still creating him. What is this Ace of Pentacles? Ace of Pentacles reverse. You've had this in your head. You've had this in your heart. You've had this abundance all along, but you were just afraid to plant it because there's going to be change. And change can be scary and unnerving and stressful, but I'm telling you, what's more stressful is when you have a need to do something and you don't do it. What is this? Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles reverse. And it's time to plan it. What did I say? I love when tarot backs me up, like the pips, Gladys and the pips over here. Yeah, look at this Page of Pentacles. He's planting it. Ace to Page, you are becoming the King of Pentacles. Man, Mr. Moneybags, Mr. or Miss Moneybags over there. What is the Five of Wands, King of Wands, and Ace of Wands? Five of Wands, King of Wands, Ace of Wands. What is that? And the Five of Pentacles, going from rags to riches. Wasn't that your reading, actually? Was that your reading this past? I think that was a bonus read. No, maybe that was Aquarius. I honestly don't remember. Somebody went from rags to riches. This is going from barely getting by to overflowing. Five of Pentacles into a Five of Wands. Fives are change. There is a change coming in the wind. Some of you are going to be so scared you won't know what to do. But action. It's honestly action. When you overthink and overanalyze, that's the Knight of Pentacles reverse, is overanalyzation. It just keeps you stuck. And it keeps you from having what you really want. The only way to get from A to B is to bridge the distance, not think about it. You can't manifest it if you're not putting anything behind it. You can manifest the idea of it and you can see it in your mind's eye, but if you're just going to sit under a tree and dream and manifest, well, it's just not going to appear without physical action, and that's your sign. So Five of Pentacles, I feel this is uncomfortable. This is highly uncomfortable. Hating the first of the month because bills are coming due. Not getting paid what you really deserve, but you're overworked at the same time. Because you're overworked, it bleeds into your emotional life. And some of you are looking for a little relief in a connection that really is beneath you, but it might bring you short-term happiness, but it's going to bring you long-term pain. And so Five of Pentacles is just not enough of life anymore for you, not this. So a time with this Five of Wands, whatever conflict, it's really setting you free. Okay, what is the Queen of Wands in the outcome? What is the Queen of Wands? Let's get this big bad bitch done here. Sorry. What is the Queen of Wands? She is just, I mean, check her out though. Look at all the dragonflies. I'm trying to see. I never really looked at this card. Oh, yeah, there's the sunflower down there. And look at, yeah, I never noticed that. See the sunflowers down here? Pretty soon, your sunflower is going to outshine the rest. I think this, whatever this is, Leo, and I feel like this is a personal read for a few Leos out there. Whoever this is for, this overthinking you may have been in, and whatever this Five of Pentacles in, It could be feeling rejected in a relationship. It could be rejected in a job. It could be just tired, being in debt. Whatever that is for you, it's going to change, going from overthinking into I have to try. I have no plan B. I don't want to go back to this way of life. I only have plan A. And what you've been overthinking on for years about this, thinking, well, I don't know if anybody's going to like what I'm going to do. This shows you there's going to be no competition. This is everybody else, and then there's you. So don't doubt the gifts that were given to you, and don't doubt who you are. Embrace who you are. Embrace your quirkiness. Embrace your uniqueness. What is this Queen of Wands in the outcome? Aries energy. What is this Queen of Wands in the outcome? Queen of Wands in the outcome. And the Six of Swords. And you move on. And that is how a Leo energetically moves on, because physically they're putting action behind it. Six of Swords is moving to calmer waters, Aquarius energy. But does this not look like the Chariot? Look at this Chariot, right? These look very, very similar. Your Chariot has been parked in the garage, and both of these are flying, right? Quick energy. Your Chariot was reversed, feeling stuck, because I feel like you're just like, well, I don't know. You just kept it in park. You kept it in the garage. I feel like you had it within you. I really do. With that Ace of Pentacles upright and then the Ace of Pentacles reverse clarified it. It showed that you always had this abundance within you. You just had to see it for yourself. That's your life lesson here. So energetically, you are releasing what has held you back, including yourself. That's what that Eight of Wands reverse. You're getting out of your own way and say, well, what the hell? What do I have to lose? Again, that makes you very dangerous to your competition, because you have nothing to lose. And you don't want to go back to that. You only are moving forward. This makes you very innovative, very resourceful, and open to whatever. What is the Queen of Wands and the Six of Swords? Queen of Wands and the Six of Swords in the outcome for my Leos. Ooh, we got a flipper. And now you have awakened. Some of you are definitely going through a spiritual awakening. This is judgment, but I love that they call it awakening. You're now awakened to your purpose. You're awakened to your life. You're awakened to your gifts. You're awakened to who you are and embracing it. And you earned your wings. Look at all these wings. The Chariot is wings. The Six of Swords is wings. The awakening is wings. Give me another card there. The Judgment. And the Judgment card is growth. Why is there growth? Because you are seeing yourself for who you really are and who you're really not. You're seeing the people around you for who they are and who they're not. You're seeing that job for what it is and what it could be and what it will never be. Once you see clearly of what things are rather than what you want them to be, that's instant growth, because you can't be the old Leo back in the situation. You can't go back pretending. You can't go back having your eyes closed to how people treated you. You can't go back being the one who had to carry the burden in relationships and having to be okay with it. And it's interesting that the Ace of Wands came out and we started with the Ten of Wands here. I feel if you really look at this Ten of Wands, she's been carrying the burden for everybody else. But see how in her hand right here, she holds one flower for herself, the idea and the dream that she too can plant this for herself. And some of you are like, you could be working for like really wealthy people. And how do I become that? Wealthy people have people who work for them. They don't truly, I think, really work for other people. They're business creators. They're innovators, you know? Yeah, I just feel like it's time to take that flower that you've had. I think you've kept this as a secret weapon in your imagination or on reserve, and it's time to plant that with that Ace of Pentacles we had. It's time to plant it and see what you can do. Because I'm telling you, what you're going to do is going to grow pretty fast. This flower is going to change in different flowers, different colors, different directions. There's a lot of fast movement. I think there's somebody whose life's about to change. It could be scary, but embrace that change. I dare you. I implore you. I challenge you. Embrace the change, because it's going to give you the life you always knew you could have, but not going for it has really kept you maybe in that moon energy and trying to fulfill that illumination with things that really have kind of brought you pain and stress, with friends who didn't have your back, with relationships that didn't, they may have used you and drank from your cup and didn't replenish it. And I just think you're just going to a new phase, Leo. You really are. All right, my Leos, have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope you have a great Memorial Day for those celebrating. If not, I'm here too. I'm here too. HGTV is always fun to watch. I'm telling you. I'll tell you what, when I had surgery 3 weeks ago, I did not get addicted to painkillers. I really don't. I get off painkillers immediately, but I did get addicted to HGTV. That sucker is more addictive than crack. It really is. I have to DVR it when I'm not home. All right, my loves, have a fantastic day, and I'll probably see you guys on Wednesday. I'm going to try to do your reading on Wednesday. Oh, no, that's in 2 days, on Thursday. Okay, have a great day. Take care.